Holy Orders, Part 2. Now we deal with priests. These are perhaps the most recognizable and approachable leaders of the Catholic community worldwide. They must undergo several years of full-time study and formation. In my case, belonging as I did to an order, it was about 8 or 9 years, while other orders, like the Jesuits, demand even more. 6 years is pretty standard, though. Having a similar academic background as physicians and lawyers, etc., gives the priest a good background, but spiritual and pastoral formation is of the essence and complements all those osophies and ologies. Priests, as pastors, administer parishes and have many practical duties to perform, but they're primarily charged with pastoral leadership through preaching, teaching, and providing the sacraments to the faithful. A priest may baptize, hear confessions, perform the Eucharist, officiate at marriages, anoint the sick, and when delegated to by the bishop, bestow confirmation. He can perform 6 of the 7 sacraments, therefore. The priest is called to be a servant of the people. He must strive to know them and love them, and bring them through the sacraments entrusted to him into the arms of our loving Saviour. Bishops. What is said of the priest applies to bishops also, but in spades. He's the all-round boss. Bishops, as direct spiritual descendants of the apostles, are said to have the fullness of the priesthood. Actually, a bishop is ordained 3 times, the priest twice, and the deacon once. All are indelible, all eternal. The bishop can administer all 7 sacraments. Only he may administer the sacrament of the Holy Orders. Only he, therefore, can ordain deacons, priests, and other bishops. Even if a priest or bishop retires from active ministry or gets laicized or is defrocked, he remains ordained forever. Priests who have been laicized and are not allowed to practice their ministry may, in case of emergency, still hear confession and administer the sacrament of the sick as last rites. In the Roman or Western Rite, priests must be celibate. However, if a man's wife dies, even a grandfather, he may study for the priesthood and be ordained. This is the case also for married Protestant ministers who convert. Their wives don't even have to die. Celibacy for priests in the Western Church has been the norm since the 4th century, but only became obligatory in the 11th century. In the Eastern rites, priests may marry, but not bishops. So there it is. Love your priests, or at least cooperate with them, and remember that it is principally through the Eucharist that Christ remains with his church. No priests, no Eucharist. I'll finish with this. A rabbi, a priest, and a minister walked into a bar. The bartender looked up and said, "What is this, a joke?" Bye-bye for now.